Hi, today I will discuss how to work with objects in SketchUp. I will use SketchUp 2015 for this tutorial since it is the only version I have in my laptop. So let's start. Okay, the select tool is active by default and when no other tools are selected. We use select tool when we want to basically select objects. This is important because we could not work in our project if we won't select the object. Now if you want to select all of the objects in the scene, so first let us understand the select tool. Okay, so basically you have object here. By clicking the object itself, okay, you actually enable the select tool function. Okay, you can drag over all the objects with the selection tool or simply choose edit, okay, select all. You can do that. Okay, now you can also deselect all objects in the scene by clicking in an open space wherever you want it, away from all others. Okay. Secondly, the outliner palette. This is the outliner palette. Here is where all objects in the current scene is listed. Since in our current scene we only have one object, which is Steve. Okay. Objects displayed in the outliner palette is in a hierarchical order, with sub-objects listed underneath their object. Each object listed by its name. If multiple objects are selected in the scene, then the names for each of these objects are also selected in the outliner palette. Okay. Now that we already know how to select an object, we will now learn how to transform an object. Objects can be transformed using different tools. You can use the move tool, the rotate tool, and the scale tool. These tools can be found in the tool set. Now these are the following functions that those transforming tools, okay, are defined at. Okay, the first is the move tool. It allows you to move a certain object or entity with inference line that helps you to move in different manner. So the move tool lets you change the position of the selected object. So Steve is selected here. Okay, it can be selected in getting started toolbar. Okay, this is the getting started toolbar, or by pressing M hotkey. After you selected the object, you can move it by simply clicking. Okay, so the move tool is now active, and dragging it in the main window. The mouse cursor changes to 4 arrows, as you can see it, when move tool is active. Okay, so there you have it for move tool. Another way to transform an object or an entity is to rotate it. Rotation always takes place around a pivot point or central point, and the resulting rotation depends on the location of this pivot point. So this is the rotate tool. Okay, so that is the pivot or pivot, I don't know. Okay, it depends on where you want it to rotate. Okay, the pivot point is determined by where you click with the rotate tool. So let us try. Okay, it can be selected in getting started toolset, just like what I did, or by pressing Q hotkey. Once selected, the pivot point is placed by clicking on its location. Okay, displays a protractor guide when you place the pivot point, as you can see it in the monitor. You then need to click the to set the starting point of the rotation and then drag to rotate the object. Okay, so that's how you rotate. The third big transformation tool is the scale tool. Scaling, like rotation, also depends on the pivot point, which is the point about which the object is scaled. The scale tool lets you change the size of the selected object. It can be selected in Getting Started toolset or by pressing S hotkey. So you can see that when scale tool is active, it is like that in the monitor. Once selected, the grip handles appear just like that, the green one, at each corner, face center and edge midpoint. This is the edge midpoint. So we're done with transforming object. Now let's go to cloning. In working with objects, cloning is one of the ways that makes the process easier. Perhaps the most intuitive way to clone an object is with the cut, copy, and paste commands. These commands are found in the edit menu. This is the edit menu. Okay. Choose cut if you want to cut, to place a copy of the selected object on the clipboard and remove the object from the scene. You can also choose copy to do the same but leave a copy in the scene. Now after copying an object to the clipboard, choose paste. So I'm going to copy Steve. Okay. Now to place the object back in the scene. So there you go. Yeah. Okay, that's how you clone an object. Now we're done with cloning. Basically that's cloning. Okay. We'll go to groupings. Okay, now using groups, you can combine these smaller objects with the larger pieces that they need to move. Another common headache is being able to select and move objects when the scene has multiple overlapping objects. Okay, so basically for grouping objects, if you have numerous objects in the scene and you want them to be grouped, okay, you just need to select them, okay, both, and then go to the edit menu, okay, and make group. That makes those objects as one. Okay, so if you move them actually using the move tool, you can move them all together. Okay, that makes the process way more easier. Okay, so yeah, we have 4 now. So you decided to group 2 objects, okay, but you want the remaining object, okay, not to be grouped, okay, but you want to lock them. If you want to lock them, just go to the edit menu and choose lock. By this way, those lock objects cannot be moved nor disturbed. Okay, you can see, you can observe that because the line, the label is in red. Now, for you to be able to ungroup those group objects, you just need to right click. Wait, I may go back. For you to unlock, just right click, or you can go to edit menu and click unlock. You have the option if you want to unlock only those selected or all objects that are locked. So by this particular example, we will unlock the selected. Okay, now since these objects are still grouped, I want to ungroup them. So by doing that, I'll just go to right click and then choose explode. Okay, now if you want them to hide, you don't want to see or to use those objects yet, and you want to hide them, just simply go to edit menu and then hide. It's there, but you cannot see it. Okay, to unhide them, just go back to edit menu and unhide. If you want to unhide last object that was hidden, or all. Okay, so yeah, that's for grouping, exploding, hiding, and locking. Now for the last part, we will modify objects. So first I will create rectangular object. Okay, so after I make a rectangular object, I will going to use push-pull tool. Okay, this push-pull tool is used to extrude the selected face. Okay, now on this particular example, the selected face is this one, the dotted pattern. Now extruding is the process of moving the shape in a perpendicular direction, adding faces at each side. The result is to make a 2D shape into a 3D volume. So I am now going to use a push-pull by clicking this one, or you can use P hotkey by simply placing it at the face entity. Click your mouse and then drag perpendicularly. That makes the 2D shape into 3D volume. Okay, now so that's for push-pull tool. Okay, that's for extruding. Now for follow me tool, where's follow me tool? It's not here. There you go, this is the follow me tool. The follow me tool is used to make a cross-sectional area follow the length of a path that is positioned perpendicular to the shape. Okay, so I am now, given that let me just erase this first. Okay, so I will draw a line. Okay, using the line tool. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a circle, but let me just fix the point of view. It's important for that. Okay, so on this particular example, you can see that the axis that this circle is inline to is in the green one. Okay, so there you have it. To use the follow me tool, simply select the follow me tool, and then you can easily drag the circle. Okay, so that makes the process easier. The last one is the offset tool. This is the offset tool. There. Now, to use the offset tool, simply click on the face or the curve that you want to offset and drag to set the distance from the original. So here I am going to use this sphere, and then I will use the offset tool. So here's the face. Okay, and then let me just fix it. Okay, so I will click, and then as you drag, you can see that the measure of that you want to offset is there. You can also see it in the measurement. And then I want to create hole on this one. So what I will do is that I will select the middle part, right click, and then erase. See what will happen. Ta-da! There you go. You can see that I already created a hole on it. Okay? So yeah, there you have it. We are done with that basics of working with objects in SketchUp. I hope you learned something new, and thank you for watching. Bye!